everyone! If you've been following my channel, you know I've been working on recreating a Brittany Allen sweatshirt that was discontinued. And you also know that I decided to make a matching one for my dog, because why not? I had some extra fabric and used one of her old jackets as a base for a pattern. Since this was hers when she was younger, I needed to scale it up a bit. I measured JoJo to determine the new length and width of the jacket. I measured how wide and how long I wanted it to be. I put some rough marks on the fabric where I wanted the neck to be, then folded the fabric in half and laid the old jacket over top. Then I measured out the new length and made a few dots. I moved the jacket down so I could mark out the front straps, which I extended so it would fit her a little better. I also added a few more dots to mark the curve of the neck. Then I took some tailor's chalk and traced out a rough sketch. I went back with a different color chalk to add in a seam allowance. This doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, it is for a dog. What I mean by that is, they can't tell you if they hate it. Then cut it out. It's on the fold, so everything will be symmetrical. I draped it on her to get an idea of how it fit. But she was mid-nap and I didn't want to disturb her. But let's face it, she's always mid-nap, so it was no big deal. Looks like this will work. I folded in the edges of the front straps about 1/4 inch and stitched in place. Then I folded all the other edges in about 1/4 inch and ran out of clips. This fabric won't fray very much and all this will be on the inside, so I'm not worried about it. Stitch down the edges. Take your time around the curves. Then I made the straps for the belly. I measured how long the new straps had to be and made sure I had a little extra for overlap, and then cut them out of some scraps. Then I put them right sides together and stitched around 3 sides, leaving one short side open. I clipped the corners and turned them right side out. Fold in the raw edges and top stitch around all 4 sides. This time I had her stand up so I could try it on again and clip where I wanted the belly straps to go. Look at that side eye. I also folded in the front straps because they ended up being really long. But the doubled over fabric will add a little bit of extra stability where I add the hook and loop tape. Oh, and make sure to give your dog plenty of kisses because they are probably putting up with a lot of nonsense from you. I know Joey does. I made sure both belly straps were even and then stitched them in place. These straps are going on the outside of the jacket, by the way. I also stitched down where I folded in the front straps. Now for another fitting. This time to mark out where to place the hook and loop tape. You can literally see the excitement in JoJo's eyes. I made sure I lined up the hook and loop tape so that the hard grippy side would be facing away from her when she's wearing it, so there's no chance it could rub against her. That was sewn to the outside of the front and belly straps where I marked, and the softer piece was sewn to the inside of the opposite straps. I did use some double-sided tape to hold them in place until they could be stitched down. This particular tape is specially made for sewing. I cut off some more scrap pieces to make the hood. The hood on this is going to be more decorative than anything. I didn't want to have to cut holes for her ears and all of that. I sketched out a basic hood shape, cut it out, and sewed it together. Make sure you leave the bottom open. I tried to do a flat felled seam for this, but my seam allowance wasn't big enough, so I just trimmed down one side, laid the other side over top of that, and stitched it down. I folded in the top and the sides of the hood 2 times and top stitched it in place. For the bottom, I measured and cut a strip of fabric to the length of the hood and then about 2.5 inches wide. I folded it in half and sewed along the short sides. I flipped it right side out and then folded in the edges so I could slip the whole thing over the bottom of the hood. This will hide all the raw edges and add some stability for the snaps I want to add. This was the trickiest part because it kept shifting out of place, but once I was happy with how it looked, I top stitched along all 4 sides. And then tried it on her again to make sure everything fit. Then I tie-dyed the pieces and added the monarch patch. This is how you tie-dye in 30 seconds. If you didn't catch all that, you can click the link above to see the full video. Now to add the snaps. I let JoJo pick the snap color because she makes all the important decisions around here. Good choice, Joey. Then I marked out where I wanted the snaps to go, starting with the center. I folded the ends in to get the placement for the middle snap. Then I took an AWL awl, aka sharp pokey thing, to make holes for the snaps. Make sure to attach all the male pieces to the hood and the female pieces to the body. And that's it! Now Joey and I have matching sweatshirts inspired by Brittany Allen.